Hi, so welcome to this week's video. So I'm back out in the garden again. It's a gorgeous, crisp winter's day. As you can see, the sun's shining, but there's still a little bit of frost on the ground there. Today I'm going to be cutting the hedge behind me. I've cut one side and now I need to cut the other. The hedge here is actually the hedge between our house and the gîte, and I cut it a couple of months ago, but I only cut it from the gîte side because it was looking really messy. Was going to try and do our side but didn't get round to it. Today is the day I'm going to sort of cut our hedge this side and just tidy it up. So while we've got time, let's go round and have a look at the gîte side so you can see how neat it looks when it has been cut. So as you can see, it looks really neat and tidy this side, but obviously at the top there on the other side I haven't had a chance to cut it because I can only reach over so far. So I'm going to cut it the other side and neaten it all up, and then hopefully that will be done for another year for this hedge anyway. But I know I've got other hedges that I need to cut, but let's just concentrate on this one first. So let's get going. Okay, before I start on the hedge, I've just been told by my wife Lauren to wash the tables and chairs here. Basically they've been out, they need a bit of a wash before we put them away for the winter. We've been meaning to do it but keep forgetting, and now it's a sunny day, so she said do this first so this can dry before we put it away. So I'm going to do this first. I'm going to wash the tables, get them out in the sun so they can dry before I put them away later. Now, a mistake there was I should have used warm water rather than water from the hose. So my hands are freezing now, but at least they're all clean, ready to dry. What a gorgeous day it is today. Honestly, the skies are blue, as you can see, the sun's out. I love crisp, sunny winter days. Just over here again in the gîte garden, and just in what we call a sort of field, which is next to the gîte, I can just see all of the frost and the water evaporating, and there's this kind of nice mist just on the ground, obviously evaporating in the sun. But it's absolutely gorgeous over here. Don't really get over here very often because we predominantly spend most of our time in our own garden. But yeah, it's gorgeous here, especially on a day like today. Right, back to the task in hand, which is cutting this hedge, or trimming this hedge, the other side of it. So let's get going. Now remember people, using electric head trimmers or head cutters are extremely dangerous, and have never at any point have I ever cut this cable. It's probably, I've tried to make it as safe as possible, but I need to buy another one really. But yeah, be careful. Well, as you can see, the sun is still shining and I am getting extremely hot in this jumper. So I think I'm going to take this jumper off and crack on. I've done about half of it, and yeah, it's starting to look good. Just the other half to do. Right guys, I don't want any of you writing any comments on how unstraight or level my hedge is, all right? I'm not a professional gardener. I know it's not straight, but all I want to do is trim it up and make it look a little bit neater than it already does. So I'm happy with what I've done. It looks good. The worst thing is now is you've got to tidy up everything you've cut. And for those of you who have eagle eyes, you may have noticed that this apple tree, as you can see, a big branch fell down in the storms probably about a year ago, year and a half, and I still haven't chopped it up. I still haven't moved it. We actually managed to get a few apples, and as you can see, we've got some mistletoe growing on it as well. But yeah, I really must try and chop this down. I mean, the only thing is, actually, to be fair, I mean, most of the tree kind of is quite dead, but you may be able to see there. Oh, no. There, around there, is a hole, and I'll zoom in and show you now. But we have actually had woodpeckers and other birds and things like that living in the hole. Last summer we had some kind of blue tits obviously kind of nesting in there, so actually it's not too bad. I think all I'm going to do is leave the main stem that has some of the nests and is quite dead, but actually just chop and clear this branch away here, because it's about time I get around to doing it, really. You probably can't hear this, but our local village in Sazerac is ringing its bells, and that's to let me know and everyone else know that it's midday and time for lunch. So I think the clearing is going to have to be left till after lunch now. So I've been called to a more urgent job. We've noticed, well, I say we noticed that we're running out of wood, and it's what we predominantly rely on for our heating, as we have 2 wood burning stoves. And so we get through wood quite a bit, but we've sort of run out of wood, or well, we have literally run out. We've got no more wood in our wood shed. We've got a wood delivery hopefully coming later today, but what I want to do is, we've got our fires on at the moment, so I need to make sure we've got enough wood to keep us going. Now, as it happens, we've actually got some wood that we cut previously from a couple of years ago, and it's been sort of seasoning, but some of the logs are massive, and I need to split them and make them a little bit smaller so we can actually use them in our stoves. So that's my job now, is to split some wood and get us basically hopefully through the day until our wood delivery gets here. Now my head's just come off my handle, and this is why I need a log splitter. Because I'm doing this by hand, and obviously I don't have the right tools. So I'm now going to have to go and fix this head, the hammer head, back onto the handle so I can keep going. There we are. I've got my hammer back on the mallet, so I can get going. Crisis averted. So yeah, I'm not really quite sure what wood this is. I'm pretty positive it's hardwood because it weighs a ton. But obviously it's got these markings in the middle of them. Now I'm trying to think if it's walnut or hazel or something like that, but I can't remember. So if you know, please comment below, as I would like to know what wood this is. So if you know what wood this is, let me know. All is saved, the wood is here, so let's go and take the delivery. So I've just put some tarpaulin down, so when he puts the wood on it, it doesn't make a mess of my grass. So we have wood, we have lots of wood, we have 6 stairs. The only problem is now is I've got to get all of that wood through the door and into my woodshed and stacked nicely. So I might have to pause myself with what I was doing before, which was splitting the wood, and get on moving this inside in case it rains. So I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. So some of you have asked me before what it's like living in rural France. Well, this is one of the jobs that you have to do. We only heat our house with wood. So one of the most important jobs really is making sure we have enough wood and stacking it and keeping it dry. So that's it really. I've got a big pile of wood still to stack. So that's it for this week's video, and I'm going to carry on stacking the rest of the wood. Thank you for watching this week. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Cheers guys, bye.